Well, good Wednesday. Good Wednesday to you. It is now January the 18th, 2017. We're 2 weeks, excuse me, 2 weeks into our new year of 2017, and I hope that you have maintained and retained your goals that you've set out for yourself for this year. And if not, I'd like to help you out with that, okay? But anyway, hey, listen, my name's Jay Goff with Legacy Leadership International, and usually I give that introduction in the front, but this time I just went right into it. I totally forgot. But what I want to talk about today is something that is all about personal change in our thinking and our mindsets and where we're going with our lives. People desire that the world should change, and yet, they're really not willing to change within themselves. And it's only when we can change within ourselves that we can truly change the world around us. And we want to see the change. It was Mahatma Gandhi, and you've heard me say this before, folks, but Mahatma Gandhi said this, and I love this quote, and I say it all the time, is you have to be the change you want to see in the world. But we're so busy yelling and screaming and blaming and pointing our fingers that the world is messed up because of somebody else or something else, or, it's the environment or it's the politics. We're so polarized, and we self-polarize. It's on us that we're so polarized. We are, whether it's you're right or you're left, whether you're Republican or Democrat, whether you're a Baptist or a Catholic or a Hindu, we have gotten to such a place in our culture, in our society, in our America, that we are right and everybody else is wrong. That I have more rights than you have. And if you do something I don't agree with, then suddenly I get my feelings hurt. Now I'm going to protest. I'm going to raise a riot. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. And I'm going to make sure that my opinion matters and it's voiced. And the problem is we've given so much margin of freedom that people are abusing that freedom, and they're abusing the what true freedom is. And it's not about taking the freedoms away from other people, but it's about doing all the things that help us all to enjoy the freedoms we have and the peace that we have. But we're thinking, we got to change our thinking. And until we do that, nothing will truly change. We've got to reimagine a world of peace and love and kindness and compassion and growth and abundance. We got to rethink our minds. We got to rethink our lives. We got to reimagine. John Lennon. Remember the beautiful song he wrote. Called Imagine. Imagine all these people living in harmony. And if you want to live in harmony, what is your thinking? If you're not living in harmony and you're living in chaos and you wonder, why can't I get rid of this chaos? It's because your mindset and your thinking is not in the pathway of abundance. In other words, you just got to stop wishing and you got to start walking. You got to start doing. And don't expect it just to come to you. And don't expect it just to happen to you. You've got to happen. You've got to take action. All the blessings of God will come to us once we believe and we take action. I love what the book of The Secret has to say. It says, first you have to ask, and then you've got to believe in what you ask, that it's going to come to fruition, to truth, and then you've got to receive it and prepare to receive. You've got to receive it. And when you receive it, you've got to receive it with grace and gratitude, is what I like to tell you. Grace and gratitude. What you think about, you think about, you have gratitude, you bring about in your life. So you've got to have gratitude and thankfulness for everything that you have now, and instead of being ungrateful for the things you don't have. Appreciate and enjoy and love what you have now. Because when you develop a heart of gratitude, then gratitude will create an energy that will actually bring more to you in your heart and in your life. And then grace, offer grace. If somebody is late, say, that's all right, you're here now. If somebody had upset you or disappointed you, accept their apology, even if they haven't apologized yet. And this is a hard one for me, folks. It's very hard for me. But I know that this is true. When I can forgive someone before they have ever asked for it, then I feel better. And the energy I give off of that, because I am now full of grace, will actually attract that grace in return. Now, if I get the apology, that's great. If I don't get the apology, that's fine too. But also remember this, all the way around. If there's somebody that you have wronged, have enough grace to say, to give your apology. So I really, and I know I'm babbling today a little bit, but I really just want you to understand. I was in a conversation with a gentleman earlier today, and we were talking about mindset. I was telling him about the things that we create in our lives. Actually we create those things, and much of it is based upon our thinking. What we think about, we bring about. And if you're always thinking negatively, you're going to attract those things that are negative. And so when we talk about the spirits and the universe, and we create, the law of attraction, we create these things that attract more of what it is we want. And the truth is, many of us are attracting things we don't want because we keep repeating and we keep talking and focusing on the things we don't want rather than the things we do want. In other words, I don't want to have, and I've known people like this, I don't want to have another bad date. Why do I keep dating losers or getting losers? And so when you do that, that's all you're thinking about. That's what you're going to attract and bring back to you. And so it's a process. Now, it's very simple. It's very simple, but it's not easy to do because it has to do with us changing our mindsets, our thinking. It's something I've learned recently, and I've adopted in my life, and I have found great truth to be in that what I think about, I bring about. Our attitudes truly are an attractant or a repellent. You will attract. Okay, here's what our attitude truly does attract. If we have a positive attitude, we will attract positive people around us. If we have a negative attitude, we will attract negative people around us. Now, here's what I know. If you start being positive, you will repel the negative people. And if you continue to be negative, you will repel the positive people. So you've got to decide, what kind of people do I want to surround myself with? What kind of person do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be a positive, happy, encouraging person, or do I want to be a pessimistic, cynic, and continuously negative? You get to make that choice. Nobody else does. You say, well, now, Jay, you don't understand. I grew up in a bad environment, or I've had a bad week, or I just haven't had any luck, and you just don't understand. No, I do understand. I probably understand more than anybody. I haven't had the best of life. I've had a horrible childhood, and I've had relationships that went awry, and I've had financial quandaries that didn't work out right. I've had these things. I understand these things. But it's when I began to change my thinking and my vision for my life and stop blaming everything and everyone else and taking ownership, and then realizing I'm not a bad person, I've made bad decisions, things really started looking up and changing. And now I place myself as well in those places that I want to attract. Okay, so if I want to attract someone, say in the political realm, political leaders, that would be interested in hiring me for my services and training, workshops, and coaching, or even speaking at an event, then I need to get myself in where they're at. You go to where you want to become. And so it takes a lot of action on our part. And we talk about the Bible. I know some people say, well, now you're just talking about prosperity preaching. I'm not talking prosperity preaching. God said himself, knock and the door will open. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. God calls us to take action. But there are too many people that are knocking on the door and sitting back and waiting. I believe God is going to provide all my provision. Now, God will provide for you. But what do you want? God will provide for you exactly what you ask him to provide for you. He's very specific. If you want greatness and abundance, then ask God for it. And believe it's going to happen, then receive it when it happens. But if you think that the Bible is all about just being content only with what you have, and don't ask for anything else, don't ask God like you're infringing on him, then you're missing the boat. You're missing it. And so this is not prosperity preaching. This is about teaching you how to rely on all the forces and the sources that God has created in the universe. And God himself is the author and creator of the law of attraction. He is the epitome of the law of attraction. So I want you to think about what it is that you want to become. What is it you want to do? What is it you want to achieve? Think on those good things. Don't think about the bad. Don't think about the negatives. And if people keep bringing those up, let that be theirs to own, not yours. You've released it. If people bring up your bad past, say like, you've hurt somebody in the past, ask for forgiveness. And then it's on them. And then forgive them for not forgiving you. Forgive them for anything they may have done. But everything that we become, everything we achieve in our life, all the circumstances around us, we have a responsibility and the ability to respond in such a way that is going to either grow us or stifle us, to send us forward or take us back. So don't let anybody else tell you that you can't. Don't let anybody else try to throw up to you the things that will keep you drag you down or bring you back. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't believe that good things will happen because nothing good ever happens to bad people. That's not true. And I know this to be true. There are more people who do bad things that are good people than there are bad people doing bad things. I want you to think about that for a while. So, I'm Jay Goff for Legacy Leadership International. Life's what you live, legacy's what you leave, and leadership is the bridge. And we're working right now to build a global legacy of leadership excellence around the world. Hope you'll join me. You can contact me at j@legacy-leadership.com or 417-298-6419, and I ask that you do please leave a message because I don't always answer immediately, and I will get back with you. Until next time, folks, we'll see you later. Have a groovy day. Have a fantastic and a funtastic day. And just know that you do truly possess far greater power over your life than you may believe you do. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.